Hello and welcome to day 72 of 365 days. Got my little tabs here. So, coming at you with creating my monthly board for the month. Something I learned from the beautiful Melanie Ann Layer in her program Resolution Revolution that has absolutely been a game changer for how I set up my months and allows me to continue to propel forward in my life with all the areas that I want expansion in. So if you're new here, welcome. My name is Jessica Lozano. I'm a women's relationship and feminine embodiment mentor, and I help women have incredible lives, incredible relationships with their sacred union partner. Whether you are single and calling in that sacred union man, or if you are in that relationship and you want to reignite the love and passion in your love life. So today I want to talk about something, and it's about expansion. And anytime we are going to expand into a next level, your next level of evolution. And I have no problem with saying that it is your next level of evolution or your next level. I know there's some mentors out there who say, oh, it's not your next level. It's really opening up more of who you are, which is true, but there's still a layer that you have to dissolve. So it's like still going to the next level, and it's still part of your evolution. Like the woman that I was 10 years ago is not the same woman that I am now. And I'm definitely, I have no problem saying that I'm an upgraded version of her. No problem. And same thing with my partner. 7 years ago, I'm an upgraded version of the woman that he met 7 years ago. And that does look like more and more of me being in my truth, me being in my fullest divine feminine expression and inner sacred union expression. So, and with that always comes a contraction. So the other day, my one-on-one client was sharing with me, something that she's been wanting is to leave the job that she has. She's not happy. She's not satisfied. It's draining her. Like, she's been feeling that little voice inside of her say, like, it's time to move. It's time to move. It's time to move. So what she felt first was more appropriate was to take her hours from full-time to 30 hours, right? Because that way she could at least have room to breathe into what she's going to do with her for more spacious calendar, right? And even that is an edge, right? That's an edge because, okay, you're going to go from a 40-hour paycheck to a 30-hour paycheck, right? So there's going to be a perceived loss. Well, there is going to be a loss of less income, and that is going to rattle most people because it is your sense of security. It is how we move about in a world and how we exchange services, how we exchange security, how we exchange, meaning like house and food and car and all of those things, right? So last week she was dropping down. It was her last week at 40 hours, and she messaged me. She's like, oh my God. She's like, I had all this anxiety about going to work the next day. She's like, I don't know why it came from, I don't know, maybe because I wasn't sleeping or whatever, but I had all this anxiety. And then she shared other things about how when she starts to feel a lot, that her way is to just not feel it, to become more numb and avoidant about it. So, which is a whole different subject. But then I reminded her, I was like, well, remember, this is the last week of your 40-hour week. Now you're going to you're heading into expansion. And this is the manifestation. So we had to wait a full month before she was actually able to drop her hours, right? So during this time, she's coasting, she's feeling good. She knows it's coming, but she's still in that level of comfortability, right? She's still receiving her 40-hour paycheck, every whatever weeks that she gets paid because she's still working those hours. And last week was the first week that she's like that, whether she consciously or unconsciously knew it, her hours are going to drop and she's moving into her next expansion because she wanted those 30 hours, right? Because she wanted to create the space to see what is her next move so that she can start making the shift that she wants, because this specific entity of work that she's doing is sucking the feminine essence from her. So I was like, yes, my love. Every time you go into expansion, you're going to feel a contraction. You're going to feel the, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Like, this is it, here it is. And then we can panic, we can feel anxiety, we can try to go numb, we can try to collapse, we can deflect, we can do all these different, okay, there we go, back online. To do all these things, because expansion is a different level of exposure to your nervous system that it wasn't used to. So your nervous system is going to start going like, right? It's going, That's exactly what's happening. It's like, right? So it's like, I'm okay. I am safe. I am okay. I am safe. And this happens not just with money, but this happens with love. As one of my other clients who is a successful entrepreneur, and now she's wanting to expand in this area of love. And now she's having the same nervous system overdrive, collapse, how type of thing, like meaning like she needs to know how is it going to happen? How's it going to happen? Like that's kind of like there's a little bit of an anxious reaction to it. And I was like, you're expanding into new territory of love, and your nervous system doesn't feel safe because your nervous system has attached love to these other experiences in your life, from your childhood, from mother and father, from your ex-husband, and from this ex-lover. And they weren't good experiences, so your nervous system is attaching it to this love. So you want to reorganize, disassociate, dissolve all the things that love is attached to negatively, and letting your nervous system know that you are safe, that it is safe to expand into deeper levels of love. So expansion is a new experience to your nervous system. And your nervous system is going to want to say, red light, like this is new territory. We don't know, or the last time we felt like this is what happens. It's meant to try to keep you safe. That's what it is there for. Yet it has attached this unsafe sensation to things that are actually not going to kill us. Like expanding into levels of wealth, expanding to a love with a man who is safe. So please do not mistake this with a man who is not safe. I'm talking about a man that is safe. I'm talking about when you are with health. This is also the same thing with health, as you've seen people who've had these miraculous situations have to expand into a different level of safety within themselves with exactly where they are. Now, for me, I have an experience with that when it came to my hip and my body and my joints, where my level of expansion was acceptance of where I was, and that was able to change the frequency in my body so that my body could now heal and not have those achy joints in my body. So, and recently I've had this level of expansion in my business, as in not last month, not June, but May. I was expanding, and crash. I couldn't hold it. And I've made some posts about this because it was bizarre. of like, it wasn't even what I would consider, and I think anyone would look on the outside, consider it to be a crazy expansion. But my nervous system couldn't hold it. It couldn't hold it. And therefore I collapsed. And I also didn't listen to my feminine intuition when all of that happened. So there's a lot involved here, but that was my contraction to catapult me into expansion. So what happened from that contraction? From that contraction, and what I do every month, which is why I absolutely love this. Like I highly recommend Melanie's program, Resolution Revolution, because this is where I really learned all this from. And I do teach my clients this process who it feels very important to do it. But oh, gotta take off my mom's birthday. I already did that. All right, let me come back here. I lost myself for a second. Let me put my phone down, because I know if I just keep moving it around, it looks really unsteady when I look at it afterwards, which means for you, it must feel really like you're going to get nauseous. Okay, let me bring it back. So in May, I had a contraction. Of me going into the expansion because I couldn't hold it. I couldn't move into that. I didn't know what to do with it. And I was actually moving into a new territory that I have been wanting for so long. Yet I wanted it for so long, and I actually moved into it. That's what happened. I wanted it for so long. This is what I've been working through in my business for so long. And finally it started to happen in May. And like I mentioned, it wasn't even like that crazy big, but it was enough for my nervous system to say, alert, alert, this is new. We don't know how to hold this. Alert, alert, this is new. We don't know how to hold this. And because I did not listen to my feminine, when she said, honey, let's take a couple of days. I think you really need to integrate. I think you really need to, there's something new that wants to be birthed through you. There's a creation here that wants to come up. And because I did not listen to her, and because I stayed in a state of fear of, I can't listen to her. I was like, I can't cancel my clients. I can't move my clients around, because if I move my clients around, then that's less money coming in this month. And I need all this money to come in because the way that the packages renew and all these things that are going on in my head. And because I didn't do that, I collapsed. And then in June, because of all these processes that I do, when I look back and I said, okay, I need to set myself up so that I can hold. Because one of the things that I've realized is that the reason why I had this contraction was because I needed to build a stronger foundation. And for me, that meant a stronger structure to support what I'm doing and to unapologetically give myself space when I need it. Unapologetically give myself space when I need it. And get out of this anxiousness, that's like my go-to is this anxious energy, which I find bizarre because I've never ever thought of myself as an anxious person. And after becoming more aware of myself, I'm like, oh my God, I actually do have a lot of anxious energy. So it's just because it just doesn't manifest how other anxious people that I consider anxious, like for example, my father, who definitely has a lot of anxiousness in him, it just doesn't look like that. Unless I'm under a certain crisis, which happened when Braun moved down here, when we needed to get his IDs and we needed a notary. It was so crazy. Okay, so once I build new foundations, in June, I created a new foundation. I said, I'm going to follow this. And in June, I hit a new milestone in my business, a new income goal that I've been wanting to reach, and I reached it. Yay me. I'm not ready to share it. I'm not ready to share it. This whole money journey has been a really big unfolding, huge unfolding. And what I have learned in my life is that not everything is meant to be shared like publicly. There's some things that are meant to be kept for you until you're fully ready to share it. So I'm going to just celebrate that piece, but know that I'm not going to share the entire thing, and I am going to eventually share all of this whole money journey that I've been on, because it's very much connected to the masculine healing, and it's part of the evolution that the world is going through right now when it comes with money. And I think this is a really important topic. So I will be giving a mastermind on this, and a free masterclass on this. This is something that has been in my system for a very long time to give, and it's all finally coming together, and we're going to talk about this. Okay, so that was my expansion, and then I contracted, and now I'm expanding again. And with that contraction is where we learn what we need to do next. So it's not that when we have these contractions, it's not about, this is not for me, I can't handle this, this is not what I'm here to do, this is not what's the next best step in my relationship, this is not what my next best step in love is. It's actually like, okay, what am I needing to do to create a more safety in here? Is it mantras that I need to continue to repeat to myself and continue to open up my heart? Is it an actual structure that I need to do for myself? Is it something else that I need to do in order for me to expand? It could be all of the above. So this specific process really helps me. And so yeah. I think that's all I have to say for today. It's understand that you're always going to have a contraction before you expand. And as you're expanding, you might have a contraction that you didn't know was going to happen, but it's there to teach you something. It's there to help you regulate your nervous system. It's there to create more structures and foundations to get your inner masculine online, because the inner masculine is the one that creates, it is the frame that allows the feminine to expand. And more than that too. It's not just the frame, it is also the consciousness, it is the truth, it is the clarity, it is the direction, it is the focus that where you're going to, so that the feminine can keep expanding. As she continues to expand, the frame continues to expand and expand, so that you can hold more and more and more. So this is why the sacred union relationship is so important within yourself. And this is why I work with my one-on-one clients and all of my clients, but specifically my one-on-one clients, with my 6-month mentorship, really helping women really be in that, that inner union, because that inner union is what allows you to really be the creator and creatrix of your life and come from this sovereign place, and also be an energetic match for someone who is also on this path of sovereignty with you. And you guys can co-create your life together, manifest the life that you want together, because you are both in this space and you both get it. So my one-on-one mentorship, the last spot was taken, but I will be available for August. So if you are wanting to work with me one-on-one, we can have a conversation about it and set you up for August. And, we can start the payment plans now, which we could probably even do a 7-month payment plan, since you are starting a month early, which would help break down the payments. So yeah, what else? I think that's all I have to say. Just really in that celebration mood. I'm like so excited that I hit this. Everything that I wrote in my intentions for last month happened. And I'm really excited to move into our house this week. We're going to start moving July 4th and July 5th. So for sure by this weekend, we're going to be moved in. And I have Sex Priestess launching, so watch for that. And yeah, so all right, that's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to continue to ramble on. I hope you have a beautiful July and start of the week. I'll see you tomorrow.